Community, WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
Whoa, now. Welcome, folks. Hope everybody's doing all right. It is Friday, and you know who in the building. Woo. The extraordinary one. The intelligent one. The woman in charge. The one that just says FAFO all the time.
It's about to be Christmas. He's looking for a good gift, y'all. Good afternoon, New Orleans. Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
The attorney is in the building. Suzette Bagnaris is in the building.
I'm in the building.
How are you?
I am doing well,
I knew you were
Gerard.
gonna-
How are you?
I knew you were going to do that. That's just my natural.
Only long-time listeners would understand that. But how are you doing?
Oh, trying to get over this knee.
Oh, I know, huh? Getting old. Getting
That's all
old
it
is
is.
not nice. Not nice.
That's all it is. My knee is like, we with you. No, we not. Yes, we are. No, we not. I'm be like, y'all make up your mind what y'all gonna do, please. So that's how I'm feeling. But babe, I can't say that.
No, you cannot say that on the air. That's the on-off air conversation
that's
that
what
takes
that is.
place during the breaks. But anyway,
So
it's been a busy week.
Been a busy week, and it's gonna be a busier week next week.
Yes, it is.
You think people are ready for next week? Not just
I'm
because
ready.
of Thanksgiving.
I'm ready for next week. I need a break.
You're gonna be out of here.
I need a break. I will be headed to Houston to celebrate Thanksgiving with Dr. Lauren Bagnaris and Dr. Jessica Bagnaris and the tribe. So I am looking forward to having a break with family.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was going up to North Carolina to go see them, but they want me to wait until Christmas. So I said, okay, I'll wait. So I am going to be hosting the Thanksgiving dinner celebration at the Convention Center on Thanksgiving Day, starting at 10, 11 o'clock, somewhere in that area. And we're expecting somewhere between 4,000 to 5,000 people to show up. I don't care who you are. Come to the Convention Center and please get you some food. It's free.
It's a great cause.
Leo Nocentelli is going to perform. Irma Thomas is going to perform with a full band. We got a lot of special guests that's going to be running through. I just got off the phone with Mia X. Did you watch Versus?
I did not.
Because, see, you would have been like Cardi B. Everything Cardi B did on with that new album, I need you to meet Cardi S.
I can give you the blow-by-blow on that album. I really can. But anyway.
Don't do it. That's Cardi S over there with a law degree. Yes, indeed. We got Cardi B and Cardi S. Because Mia X is going to be and come through and say hello. I don't know if she's going to perform or nothing, but I'm just glad she's coming through because she tore up Versus. It was Cash Money. I can't hear you. Your mic on? Your mic ain't on. Your mic is not on. Turn your mic on.
Well, I'm going to have to check that out. I haven't seen it. No, I have not. But
There it is. There you go. It was Cash Money against versus No Limit.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
And
Bruh,
Mia and Juvie ran it.
yeah, the whole thing.
The whole thing.
But they called Mia the MVP.
That's a show. That's a show.
She laid it out.
Yeah.
She laid it out. Don't get me wrong. Juvie did his thing too. Him and Manny. But I'm looking around and saying to myself, if I had to really think about them old days when they laying the verses down, I can remember the day that I was on the air doing afternoon drive over at Q93, and this little bitty girl came in with her manager and sat down in the control room when we were on Gravier Street.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to meet somebody. I was like, all right, who is this? They call her Mama Mia. And it was Mia X. That was my first time meeting her. And she came on the air, and she flowed on the air with DJ Gerod that night. It was very, very good. So she's always been a friend. Always.
I've been knowing her since the Peaches, well, before the Peaches days.
Yep.
I've been knowing her.
Yep. So she's going to join us on Thursday. So you ought to come too. Bring Donna. Just come through. You ain't got to stay. Come through and get you some
Look
food.
at his face.
Man.
You don't
Getting
like
Donna to
crowds.
come to something, getting down and to get out. That ain't happening right now. She's
Yes,
too worried
indeed.
about her daddy. So,
Really?
yeah.
Bring him some food too.
She ain't gonna leave the house.
Let me talk to her.
Always a great celebration, though, and a way to give back to the community. Sponsored by the sheriff's office.
Yep.
You know, feeding the hungry
Yep.
and giving some fellowship to people who really need it, deserve it.
So
You know, it's a great event every year.
yeah. So this has been a legacy event for
Yes.
the sheriff's department. So I think Marlon Guzman was the originator of it 17 years ago. So, well, 18, 19 years ago. But we're going to continue it on, and hopefully we'll pass that tradition on to the next sheriff as well, to be able to do that, because it's a lot of work.
Oh, it is.
It's a lot
It's
of
a
work.
labor of love.
Yep.
Labor of love.
So
Happy to hear you're hosting it.
I'm going to be on stage. Yeah, boy, what's up?
I'm sure you will be.
That's all you had?
That's all I had on that. I'm sure you will be.
No, you know I'm not going to do all that. Probably will, though. We're going to cut up, have some fun, do some games, give away a whole bunch of stuff. And, this is Susan Hudson's last Thanksgiving doing this as the sheriff. So she want to go out with a bang.
As
So-
she should.
So let's do it right. Let's do it right. Where are we as a city?
That's a very open-ended question.
What's coming up? I mean, we got all these folks that are saying, oh, by the way, how do you feel about being out of consent decree? And at the same time, you got the consent decree, you got ICE coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wait a minute. That may not be a good combination of what we used to. And then yesterday we had a great conversation about being out of consent decree, because we're trying to explain to folks, we really need to start talking to our young people about what to expect with this being out of the consent decree, because probably a lot of those 16, 17-year-olds, they have never seen us in that capacity.
No.
They don't remember the old NOPD. They don't remember the days where they could chase you. So
Those days are back.
they back. There are going to be some things that we're not going to be able to tolerate, and they want to keep them in place. But have you heard them? Have you heard what they are? Because I haven't. So we need to be educating ourselves and what to expect. So, what you got?
So today we need to have an honest conversation about immigration, about ICE, and about what's happening right here in our city. Let's start with the truth that America often pretends to forget. Unless you are indigenous, unless you are a descendant of the Native Americans, your family came to this country either by force or by choice.
Yeah.
Some were dragged here through the transatlantic slave trade, and others crossed oceans chasing a dream. But nobody's lineage in this country is pure or original other than indigenous tribes. So America is a nation built by the displaced, the desperate, and the hopeful, and the courageous. And we have a monument that stands as a testament to that promise, the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Charlie Kirk's statue.
No, I'm going to say the Statue of Liberty. And the Statue of Liberty's inscription says, "Give me your tired, your poor,
And your
your
weary."
huddled masses, yearning to breathe free."
Mm-hmm.
That's supposed to be the soul of America. Now, it's not any longer.
Nope.
Okay. But I do want to educate people today on how immigration works, how it's supposed to work, because a lot of folks have opinions without understanding the basics. They don't understand what legal immigration is, and so they make a lot of assumptions that are wrong. So a visa is permission to enter the United States for a limited purpose. Maybe school, maybe work, maybe tourism. A green card is supposed to be
Yep.
lawful,
Right.
permanent
Right.
permission to provide residence in the United States. It allows someone to live and work here indefinitely, though they're not yet a citizen. But what we have right now in America is people with green cards being picked up by ICE and deported. Both the green card process and the visa process are long, complicated, heavily backlogged, and in many cases nearly impossible, depending upon the applicant's country of origin, their income, or even whether they have already have a family here. There's no just a get in line for millions of people, because for many of them, there is no line. Now, the issue before us and before the country is undocumented immigration. And here in New Orleans, this is where the conversation gets real. In the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, when our city was underwater and our people were scattered across the country, it was in large measure undocumented workers, mostly Latino, many exploited, many underpaid, who rebuilt New Orleans. They gutted homes, they repaired roofs, they hauled debris, they restored streets. They did the dangerous, dirty, back-breaking work that allowed this city to rise again. And truth be told, New Orleans would not have recovered without undocumented labor. That's a fact. Go argue with your mom on that.
Not argue with your mom.
Oh, yeah. That's a fact.
Okay.
Okay? Now, I'm going to bring it full circle.
Oh, I thought it was arguing with your mom.
The workers in the Hard Rock hotel collapse, in large measure, were also undocumented workers. Okay? So we do have an undocumented labor force here in New Orleans that does a lot of work to keep our city moving, and they do make tremendous contributions. But yet today, these same communities are being targeted by ICE. Now, why do you care? Because I'm about to tell you that in large measure, it's black and brown folk being targeted by ICE.
Yeah.
In large measure.
But is it black folks?
It is black folks. And I'm going to tell you why it's black folks. I'm going to break it down for you today.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you where these people are coming from.
All right.
And then you're going to realize they're black folks. They're brown and they're black. They're certainly not white. They're not being targeted because they came here from Sweden.
And well, that's one of the questions I had yesterday. I mean, we were talking about where are the folks that they're picking up that have blonde hair and blue eyes?
They're not. And we're going to talk about that. This whole immigration process now, this whole ICE process is very racist. And it is targeted towards people with brown and black skin. Okay? And the numbers don't lie. And I'm going to give you the numbers today.
Okay. All right, let's take the break here, and then we'll come back and talk to A.A. Ron. A.A. Ron, hold on a minute. We got to take our first break here. We'll do that, and we'll come back and take your call. More in a minute, y'all. It's Friday. The attorney is in the building, Suzette Bagnaris. More coming up.
Hey, this is D. Riley from the 90s Hits R&B Jams. Make sure you listen to WBOK 1230 AM every Saturday night from 7 until 9 p.m. I'll be giving you the best R&B jams from the 90s. That's right, all your favorites and more. With me, D. Riley, your host of the 90s Hits, right here on WBOK 1230 AM, or listen online at WBOK1230.com. WBOK, the station you listen to longer.
You've got responsibilities, but that doesn't mean your dreams are on hold. At Southern University at New Orleans, our evening and weekend college is designed with your life in mind. Finish your degree, start a new one, on your time, your degree, your schedule. No excuses, just opportunity. Visit suno.edu and make your next move today.
It's tea time, New Orleans. Join the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce for the 12th Annual City Classic Golf Tournament Friday, November 21st at the Joseph Bartholomew Golf Course located at 6514 Congress Drive. Registration and breakfast start at 8:30 a.m. with a 10 a.m. shotgun start, and ladies with the drive tea time at 10:30 a.m. Don't miss this annual tradition of excellence on the green, brought to you by the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Benefit Solution Group annual enrollment period update. Who do I have on the line with me today?
Hey, this is Lori Swanigan, CEO of the Benefit Solutions Group.
And I'm Vanessa Scott, broker senior advisor with the Benefit Solutions Group.
Can you guys tell me what is annual enrollment period?
The annual enrollment period, the acronym for it is AEP. It starts October the 15th and it goes through December the 7th.
Why is open enrollment so important?
It is a time for anyone with Medicare. Any person with a red, white, and blue card can actually get a plan. There are forms that you need to fill out to even get your prescription drugs. So can we go ahead and throw that number out there?
Yes, let's do it.
Again, that number is 504-621-3687. Awesome. And that's going to be Vanessa Scott coming to your doorstep.
It's Benefit Solution Group. Don't let the laws change and leave you stuck out. Get your Medicare review today at 504-621-3687. Benefit Solution Group is a licensed independent agency not affiliated with the U.S. government. We offer Medicare, Advantage Part D, and Medicare plans for major carriers in our market area.
Hey, have you heard the news? First Pilgrims Baptist Church is now on WBOK 1230 a.m. Tune in every Sunday at 11:30 a.m. to hear Pastor Eugene Mitchell give you the inspiration you need for the week ahead. That's every Sunday morning, 11:30 a.m. only on WBOK 1230 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, right back at you. That's what we do. We get right back at you. In the building, having some conversation with you at 504-582-9422. The attorney extraordinaire is here. That is Suzette Bagnaris. I'm Gerard Stevens and A.A. Ron. You on, brother? What you say? A.A. Ron? Don't tell me he went away.
I'm sure he'll call back.
He went away.
He'll call back.
Okay. All right. So tell me what you were thinking when you said the color combination, whatever. When you're talking about the immigration and why it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, look,
important.
we have what's making us talk about this is we have 250 ICE agents that were deployed to New Orleans and unleashed this week.
Mm-hmm.
And ICE arrests are not evenly distributed across immigrant communities.
Mm-mm.
For decades, under both Republican and Democratic administrations, ICE's enforcement has disproportionately targeted immigrants from Latin America, the Caribbean, which is our people, okay, Africa, and parts of Asia. With the heaviest focus being on Mexicans, first of all. Year after year, Mexican nationals make up the largest percentage of ICE arrests, detentions, and deportations. And then Central Americans, people from Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, and then Haitians, which are heavily targeted in New Orleans, Miami, Houston, and New York. The Caribbean nations, which are black immigrants from Jamaica, Trinidad, Tobago, the Bahamas, Cuba, the Dominican Republic, and then Asians of a lesser number, Chinese, Indians, Filipinos, and Vietnamese.
Mm-hmm.
So when you really look at it, black immigrants make up 7 to 8% of the undocumented population, yet they represent over 20% of ICE detentions and deportations. Okay? So we are being disproportionately targeted by ICE. Okay? And it's a racist policy. It just is. I mean, to a certain extent, we do need an immigration process, a lawful immigration process in the country. I don't dispute that. But under the Trump administration, it has shifted from an agency focused on serious criminal threats to something far more aggressive and far more political. What we're seeing now is not traditional law enforcement. It's an immigration policing being used as a militia of fear, a tool to intimidate, to destabilize, and to terrorize black and brown communities in America. And it's Republican governors who want to get on the list, the favor list of the president, who are inviting these ICE raids in predominantly Democratic cities.
To make it political.
It's definitely political. ICE are federal agents, federal law enforcement agents, but they're not above the law. And what I need people to understand is they must have a warrant to enter a home. And they are coming to the door with what's called an ICE certificate. That is not a warrant. And you do not need to allow them entry into your home unless they have a warrant signed by a judge. And they cannot detain you without lawful cause. When they do come to your door, you have the right to remain silent. You have the right to refuse a search. You have the right to ask for an attorney. And you do not have to open your door unless they show a judicial warrant signed by a judge, not an ICE administrative form. And that's what they're jumping out of these cars and doing. You know, detaining people with a form that they've made up.
So, last conversation that we had, and this is something that we did not complete, and I did it on purpose with not completing that conversation yesterday, because you and I had our conversation earlier this week, and I said this is what, we really wanted to talk about. But one of the things that came out of the conversation on yesterday was the fact that we are not getting the information on how to handle ourselves. And I think, now this is me. This ain't the radio station. So is that my disclaimer, Wick? That's my disclaimer. I'm the words that are coming out of my mouth or words from me, not depending on the radio station saying that they believe the same thing. Same thing? Okay, that's good enough. All right.
I'm a lama do mama. You got it.
You just got his blessing.
Okay. But I don't know what he said, but okay.
I don't know what he said either.
All
but,
right.
You know.
I'm a lama do mama.
All I heard was whatever.
You Spanish, you should understand.
No, Dad, but no. But I'm looking at this and saying to myself, one of the biggest problems with this is the fact that I don't hear the Latino community, the Black community, coming together and saying, we need to prepare you all what's to come.
No.
It's not happening in the churches. It's not happening in the schools. It's not happening. We got everybody working in silos. And I really do believe that in New Orleans, they're going to have a field day. Why? Because you have different cultures here. And you can't tell what they are.
Right.
Latino. No, I'm not Latino. What are you? I am Creole. I don't know what Creole look like. It looked like Latino sometimes.
We have Black people in New Orleans who definitely look like Hispanics.
Right.
Yours truly included in that.
Hola.
Okay.
Hola.
And I have to tell you, what the Bagneris family is doing to prepare for this is we all are carrying around our ID, our passport card. This is what we're doing to protect ourselves and knowing what the law is on what an ICE agent can do and cannot do if they come up to apprehend you.
But that's for your family.
Right.
Okay? So,
right.
but my question is to those folks. I mean, Kenner, you go to Kenner right there off of Williams Boulevard.
They are targeting the Walmart out there.
Walmart,
in
Home Depot.
Yeah, they're targeting.
The Lowe's. That's everywhere. That's every city so far. They did the same thing in Atlanta, and they did the same thing in Chicago. So I'm asking, and nobody's answered the question. Where is the education? Is it something that I need to pull myself? But where are the churches educating your congregations? Where are the schools? Because they can't go into schools, but it looked like there's always something happening at a school. They just pulled one of the young ladies that was taking her child.
They pulled kids at Alice Hart.
Right.
Right there in Algiers.
Right.
Okay, so they are pulling children.
But they're not supposed to be able to go in these schools.
But they are. Okay, so I mean.
But nobody's fighting it.
Nobody's fighting it. And this is why I thought it was so important for us to have this conversation. You know, people need to know what their rights are when they are accosted by ICE agents. I mean, what we're witnessing here in America is a quiet civil war waged through policy, policing, and fear, using a militia that doesn't have the same constraints on it as a police agency would, right? They're in plain clothes, they're in plain cars. They're not reading you your rights before they apprehend you. They're just grabbing you and throwing you in an SUV.
And I really think that the administration should be making sure that that some of these, I guess, tactics that they use are not being used in the city. Because I will tell you this, they're going to find a lot of folks that's not Mexican, that look like they could be Mexican, could pass for Mexican, black folks too, that look like they Creole. It's going to be a big stink. And I know these folks here, especially the guys, they like to fight.
Well, don't just think it's a light skin issue, because they're also targeting people who look Haitian.
Right.
Okay? So this is a very dangerous situation for black people in New Orleans, as well as for the Latino community. Now, black people know what it feels like to be criminalized for simply existing.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing that the whole time we've been here in America. But brown immigrant communities are now experiencing the same systemic violence that black people have been suffering in this country since we got here.
Okay, now, stop right there, because I want to add this on there, and probably the phone's going to blow up when I do. Because part of the last conversation is, should black people be getting even involved in this? Because it don't seem like it's they fight.
I don't think we have a choice but to get involved, because they're in our city, and they are also going to be targeting people who are black but look Hispanic.
Mm-hmm.
People who are black and they think they're Haitian. You know, people who are black and they think they're Jamaican. I mean, they're going to be targeting us. We can't just say this is a Hispanic issue. In New Orleans, it is not. It is black and brown people who are going to be targeted. So today, I want New Orleans to understand this. Immigration is not just a border issue. It is a justice issue. It is a humanity issue. And it's happening right here in our neighborhood, thanks to Governor Landry, who needs to, as my grandson would say, mind your own business.
He thinks this is his business.
Okay, but this is not. We didn't have a problem. We didn't ask for your help with that. When we need your help with an issue, we will let you know.
Wait a minute. You said that was your grandson?
I said that, but my grandson says that all the time. Mind your own business. Worry about your own self. He used to say that all the time.
Sweep under your own porch.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
But here's the deal. Don't forget that this is the man that wrote a letter to President Trump asking him to send.
And send them where?
Here.
To New Orleans.
To New Orleans, Shreveport,
which is one of the
and Baton Rouge.
Right, one of the few cities that voted against his butt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He's sending them to New Orleans. He's sending them to Baton Rouge. He's sending them to target his political opponents. That's how he views it. This is a political issue. So on BOK, we stand for truth. We're going to talk about the truth.
10 toes down.
We're 10 toes down for the truth. America cannot preach liberty while weaponizing fear. And our governor cannot preach that he's for all Louisianians. And here he is deploying a militia on the people of New Orleans.
And it's apparent to me that everything that happens in New Orleans, he's going to have something to say about it, because this ain't the first time. So we've been looking at what's been happening with this ICE and this ICE situation. But let's not forget that he was one of the ones to tell everybody with this issue of the budget, don't give them the bonds unless they sign an agreement to have someone to oversee the budget indefinitely. So I'm saying to myself, this man is really wanting to take over.
He is wanting to take over New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and Shreveport.
Yeah.
He is trying to change the demographic. He is trying to change the political makeup.
Mm-hmm.
He is trying to have an impact upon these pockets that he considers to be democratic, that he considers to be overly minority. And it is a political issue. We are fooling ourselves if we think it is not a political issue and a race-based issue.
Yeah. Let's take some of these calls. We got folks holding on. Tony?
Hey, Gerod. Tony from Algiers. How you doing, Miss Bagneris?
How you doing?
Doing fine. Hey, I just wanted to comment on a couple of things. I was watching the news, and they was doing an interview with the commander of ICE while they was in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Right.
He said basically they don't need a warrant
Right.
They don't need a judge's order to grab anybody. They don't need to read people their rights and stuff like that. This is not a police or a legal issue. You know what I'm saying? He said they don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? For them to grab people, to do what they do to do their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And so people need to understand that. I don't know what's all this going on in New Orleans talking about your rights and know your rights. Yeah, know your rights and everything else, but that doesn't mean you're not going to be detained. Now, I just saw something on the news saying that what's that's in that charter network in Algiers that says that the CEO is saying they're not going to allow ICE raids in schools.
Yeah,
how do you propose to stop them?
Mm-hmm. So,
how do you propose to stop ICE from going into schools and grabbing children? He said they're not going to allow ICE. In some churches too, these Hispanic churches, we're not. How can you not? How are you going to prevent them to not allow them? You know what I'm saying, into these places. I don't understand that.
The law
has
not changed.
Anywhere else.
The law has not changed. The way it's being implemented has changed. ICE has always had to have a judicial warrant to enter a home.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
they're doing it without.
That is correct, no doubt.
They're violating the law. And you do not have to allow them into your home. You do not have to speak to them. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to refuse a search. And you have the right to ask for an attorney.
Okay.
So it's very important
if they detain you anyway.
If they detain you anyway, then you need to have, I'm going to tell y'all, I think everybody needs to have what they call a red file. Everybody needs to have a file in their house that has the birth certificates for everybody who lives in that home. That has to have, if you're a green card holder, has to have the green cards. You should have this folder ready in a place where everybody in the family knows where it is.
Just like getting your papers ready for a hurricane.
Yes, just like getting your papers ready for a hurricane.
I like that, Suzanne. I like that.
Yeah.
That's what information that needs to be shared on what you need to do. You need to have, like you said earlier, identification, including your passports if you have it.
Yes.
You guys got to have that on your persons at all times.
I have what's called a passport card. I think it cost me $50 to get it. You can get it at the post office, really. I went down there. I got a postcard, a passport card. Everybody in my family is carrying a passport card. I think it's so important for us to have that. In this world.
Absolutely. Great idea.
Absolutely.
But Tony, the problem that I'm seeing, and I'm not trying to jump the gun here on this whole issue. I just don't think that as a community, our leadership, whether we're talking about governmental leadership, or we're talking about community leadership, or we're talking about spiritual leadership, it don't matter. Put them all in the same bucket. I don't think that nobody is getting their people together and saying, this is what's getting ready to happen. We're getting ready to get it. I hate to say it like this, but it's almost like we're getting ready to get slaughtered, and we know the slaughter is coming.
Well, you talked about
exactly.
Right. You talked about consent decree yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't a part of that conversation yesterday, but I am going to say that without the federal monitor and mandatory reporting, there's a risk that enforcement of reforms might weaken.
Mm-hmm.
That community groups have already started to voice concern over. Local oversight, must be strong, but if local mechanisms are weak, abuses are going to increase. When oversight ends, some departments, may start to go back to the way they used to do things. And you may have more people who are being victimized by excessive force, by bias and stops, searches and seizures in marginalized communities as a result of that consent decree now being lifted. And then couple that with ICE activity here, and you have a situation where everybody needs to be carrying
perfect storm,
the real ID, have a lawyer on your speed dial. I mean, do what you need to do to protect yourself and protect your family. And y'all need to have some real conversations with your children.
That's what we're talking about.
With your children about what do you do when the police pull you over in the car.
And look,
even if you're a passenger.
And put this in perspective too. How many of those ICE agents that came from North Carolina, Chicago, California have ever been to a state that has carry laws? No more. Those carrying laws mean you can carry concealed. And how many of them are ready for that? Because I can tell you, I just don't think that these young folks out here are going to be playing around.
Well, how many of these ICE agents who are not from New Orleans know that we have black people who are American citizens who live here in New Orleans who look Hispanic? Okay?
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
I got to tell you, I posted about ICE being in New Orleans 2 days ago on my Threads feed. And what I got in response was a bunch of white men calling me a white liberal woman based upon my picture on Threads.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They assumed I was white. They assumed, and some assumed I was Hispanic. You could see it in the hateful comments they posted. Okay?
Right.
So and then you also have black people who are not from New Orleans who assume you're white. Who post on
That's
my
exactly
feed
right.
all the time.
Yeah, I see that. See,
look
see
at this
all
white
that
woman
stuff,
talking
man.
about this. And I have to tell them, first of all, you're wrong. I'm black. I'm from New Orleans.
Mm-mm.
Clearly, you haven't been to New Orleans. Okay? So
Yeah,
we have a bunch of
it's
people who are ICE agents who are going to be pulling over black people born in
Right.
America thinking that they're Hispanic.
Hola.
Right. And let me tell you what my biggest concern is because of all this that's going on with the seat of New Orleans and getting this money from the state and everything else. I feel that our local governments got their hands tied. They won't be able to do anything.
Well, first
They
of all, the
can't
bond money
guarantee
didn't come from the
anything.
state.
They can't do like Chicago saying, we're not going to have our law enforcement, we're not going to help ICE when they come here. We are not going to support them.
Yes, we
They
can.
are not saying that here. I'm hearing the ANCARE package saying we're going to support them.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? But we will not arrest anybody.
And don't
we
forget,
won't participate in it.
But don't forget
So
how it all
you
started.
can't have it both ways.
Don't forget
Support
how it all
is
started,
support.
though. And the reason why that is it's persisted this long is just for the fact that we can always pull up that letter that lets you know that Governor Landry requested that he send those ICE agents here. Your governor sent a letter to Trump requesting that we have those ICE agents and all those folks to come to New Orleans.
And why did he do it? He wants political favor with the president.
Yep.
Yeah,
He
he's
wants to be
always
on his
done. He
agenda.
did that when he sent our troops to Texas and sent them to Chicago too. I think, right? From here,
Absolutely.
No, he sent them to Washington D.C. when they first did that mess
Yeah,
because
he
he's
sent them to
trying to
Texas.
find favor with the president. I don't know what's going on with this guy, man.
He's trying to get political
crazy.
favor at New Orleans' expense.
Yes, exactly.
All right, Tony. We got to take our break, man.
Thank
Appreciate you
you.
much. All right,
Thank
talk
you
to you in a
now.
minute.
All right.
All right, everybody, hold on. Miss Jones, George, everybody, hold on. We're coming right back. We got to take our break here.
Hey WBOK family, Ron Richardson here, host of Conversations with Ron Richardson. Join me this Saturday live, November 15th, 9 a.m. until 10 a.m. as I welcome CEO of Crescent City Addiction and Recovery, Mr. Anthony Thomas. We will be discussing all the different programs that Crescent City Addiction and Recovery has to offer those who are suffering with addiction. This is an interview that you don't want to miss. Please tune in and thanks for your continued love and support.
Hi, this is Cary Grant. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events and sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join us every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Cary Show.
Meet Leanna, a part-time chef and full-time mom. In the past, Leanna didn't have health insurance because she didn't think she could afford it. What she didn't realize is she qualified for Medicaid. She loves the coverage and peace of mind that comes with high-quality care. The kind of care you get with Healthy Blue. This is Medicaid, and it's for more people than you think. Maybe even you. To see if you qualify, Go to myhealthybluela.com. A message from the Greater New Orleans East Business Alliance. New Orleans East is primed for economic development and growth. The East has an abundance of commercial space and vacant land available. The opportunity for development is endless. Come be a part of the economic rebuild. For more information, please give us a call at 504-957-3568. That's 504-957-3568. Building a strong New Orleans East makes a stronger New Orleans.
I'm Wendell Pierce. Thanks for making WBOK your station. WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, 504-582-9422. Miss Jones, you've been holding. How you doing? Miss Jones? All right, George.
Hey, who's that knocking on my door? Wait, get on the ground. Wait, where my piece at? I ain't come up in here if you won't.
You got an ice storm coming to your door, George?
I think they must got the wrong block. That's next door neighbor.
Now they might think you're Honduran.
Oh, but I'm definitely Haitian.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. They're going to be like, what they going to do with all these people around here carrying their concealed weapons? You call that out. Hey, Suzette, how you doing this back there? It's so good to see you again.
It's good to be seen.
Get some of that heat on WBOK.
But it is true that they got a lot of folks that are now carrying, and it's not illegal. I mean, it's concealed weapon carrying.
You're right. And these people have on plain clothes.
Yep.
Okay.
And got a mask on.
Right, and coming to grab you at a Walmart.
Right.
Walk up to my car. Walk up to my car with that mask on and plain
F.A.
clothes.
and F.O.
You know?
It's about to go off around here.
It is. It is.
There are people, they're going to be actual killings here. I don't even think these people realize what the hell maybe they do. Maybe that's what they want.
I guess they never saw that documentary on the Bloods and the Crips trying to come into New Orleans and the people of New Orleans running them out.
Yep.
You know, they are really putting these ICE people in jeopardy, sending them to New Orleans.
Real serious harm's way. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, okay, I often carry my piece with me.
Mine go where I go.
I mean, how you know it's an ICE agent? They're approaching you in a black SUV, trying to throw you in the car. I'm assume I'm being abducted.
See, New Orleans
I'm
people.
being carjacked.
New Orleans people.
I know you don't want me.
They not like us. That's all I gotta say.
No.
They not like us.
I'm walking around.
We built different.
They gonna find out real quick who the black folk are
Buffalo.
versus the people who they think they're coming to get.
Mm-hmm. I got my insurance. You know my insurance name?
Smith and Wesson.
Jake from State Farm.
Jake from State Farm.
Pow.
Pow, bro.
What's his name? Jake from State Farm. That's what we got.
Well,
so you carry too?
Yeah. Come on, I'm an old PTSD veteran, bro. I click out on anything.
Yes, indeed.
So if somebody starts rushing your car and you got your wife, you got your kids in the car, what's your reaction gonna be? They're rushing my car. I'm thinking they're carjacking me.
If you got all them people in your car, that's one thing. I'm in my car by myself. I know what's gonna happen.
And they're not identifying themselves.
They're not identifying themselves. It's not like they're coming out to your car with an NOPD uniform on. You don't know their law enforcement. So you don't know how you're supposed to respond.
So I guess my question to Ann Kirkpatrick is, because she hasn't said anything that's going to make you go, uh-oh, it's going to be a problem. What she's basically saying is we're going to see, what's going to be the best situation, which I think is just political jargon. My question is, are those police officers that are NOPD police officers, are they going to cooperate with ICE and work with them and getting people arrested that seem to have some type of immigration status, or maybe even not? Are they participating? That's my question.
That's a big question, bro. Because
I'm just saying though, George, you got to be able to ask the right question. These reporters today are giving them bull crap. And she's giving back bullcrap answers. Get specific with the problem.
She's giving back a politically correct answer that she probably has to give to not get the current administration in the city of New Orleans in trouble for intentionally violating a federal order or a gubernatorial order.
And
However,
you can't
on
expect,
the street, I can't see NOPD helping ICE.
You can't expect the mayor
No.
to have a non-political correct answer, because honestly, I just think that she's trying to play along right now, trying to keep herself out of the limelight.
Man, she on eggshells, bro. They got her in no opinion category.
In a bad situation.
And let us not forget, I think our mayor-elect is Mexican.
Oh, born and bred.
Hola.
I don't know how that's going to play.
Okay, so come on. I mean, I think that she was also blindsided by this. You know, she is one of the lead people on the city council, and she is an American of Mexican descent. That is the number one targeted ethnic group by ICE. Is her own people.
Miss Bagnaris, hold on, Miss Bagnaris. You got that incorrect, baby. She ain't of Mexican descent. She born in Mexico.
There you go. Hola. I mean, what's she gonna do? You know, she is the mayor of the city of New Orleans, of the mayor-elect. Gerard is calling out because I said hola. But, come on now. This is her people they're here to target.
The question is, what is her legal status? Her legal status might not be all that. She's just looking white, passing white, reporting white, legislating, electing white. Ain't nobody ever questioned her status. Is she a green card holder, a naturalized citizen? Nobody ever questioned that.
So, what do you think we're gonna?
She got a big question mark.
What do you think we're gonna end up with?
I think we're gonna end up with the Wild Wild West. Because this is a quiet civil war.
I went to El Paso yesterday, out on Veterans, right there at West End, to go get something to eat yesterday evening. And usually when you go in there, it is jumping. They got karaoke with the Mexican songs. They got full. Yesterday they had 4 tables.
They had what?
4 tables. That's all. 4 people.
Because people
4
are
tables
afraid.
of people. They were not coming out to eat.
People are afraid, and I think that I think it's lost on the rest of the country that New Orleans is a city with a long memory, and we remember who helped us to rebuild our homes after Katrina. We remember who stood with us in our darkest moment when we needed tops on the roof. When we needed to gut these houses and get all that debris out the house so you could try to rebuild your life over. And today, as ICE moves through our neighborhoods, we need to be reminded of the people who stood with us. Now I know this is a very controversial issue. And I'm sure I'm going to have people saying, let them fend for themselves. Did they let you fend for yourself when you were trying to get in your house after Katrina? How many of you were picking up people at Home Depot to come help you gut your house and get all that garbage out your house after Katrina flooded?
Getting your roof on the cheap.
Getting your roof on the cheap. We all were using these Hispanic people who came to the rescue after Katrina.
And
let's tell the truth about it.
We was feeding them lunch and dinner.
Right, let's tell the truth about it. Without those people, I don't know how we would have been able to rebuild and regroup so quickly. So, how you going to forget somebody who had your back, and helped you get in your house? Okay? I know it's easy for us to say this is not our issue. We're going to sit this one out. Okay, well, what happens when they start coming for the Haitian people in your community, the Jamaican people in your community? What's going to happen then? Because they're just targeting black and brown people for a political agenda. They're not targeting the Swiss.
They're not targeting those from
targeting
Denmark,
the French,
or the Russians,
or the Russians.
There's another
from where
interesting
Melania
aspect
from.
too.
Right.
All these people in this community, black people as well, named like Torres, Ramirez, Suarez, Perez.
Right. All of Chalmette, okay? I mean, come on. Chalmette was built on the back of these folks. And Kenner is filled with these folks.
You go down.
Okay.
You go down Williams Boulevard and turn right there by the Walmart.
And let's put it in words, maybe you can understand for some of the MAGA folks listening. Your employee is about to be gone. Okay?
Some of their
all
family
these
members.
construction companies, all these big construction companies,
They hurting already.
building all these buildings downtown,
Mm-hmm.
they are employing undocumented immigrants. I know it because I'm handling that Hard Rock case. Okay? So I'm telling you, this is going to affect your bottom line, Mr. MAGA who voted for Trump. Your workforce is about to be gone.
He just sitting back in the cheering section going, look at my plan, go to work. I'm getting good quality points now, boy.
And why we keep targeting the poor people who working for minimum wage, working for an honest wage, and not going
Working
after
for
the
what?
people who own these companies, okay, who voted for Trump. They own these companies, and they know they're employing undocumented people. They should be the ones being arrested.
Yeah. All right, George, we got to take our break.
Before I get off this radio, if I look at my neighbor house, at my friend house, on my computer next door, if I ain't listening to WBOK, George G. Man Stevens, if we happen to have Her Highness, the High Mayor, or the High Lawyer, Miss Bagnaris, and Wick back there on the backboard who's going to be out there at Nanos at 7 to 10 this weekend, hey, look, if I ain't listening to this, I'm going to miss out on all these black facts I need to know.
George?
Yes?
Hola, brother. Hola.
Hola, hola. Hey,
Goodbye.
get out of my yard, Ice.
All right, we got more coming up, y'all. Everybody hold tight. We got news next.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Illinois residents can now add their driver's license or state ID to Apple Wallet.
That means that your ID now lives securely in the same place that you already tap to pay for groceries, present a boarding pass for a flight, or enter a concert.
Secretary of State Alexi Giannoulias says the mobile ID works at TSA checkpoints at O'Hare, Midway, and other airports. D.C. leaders are blasting Republican bills that would give Congress more control over the district. Black Mayor Muriel Bowser and others call the measure an affront to home rule and democracy. Black Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton says they're paternalistic and condescending. And NBC's Christmas in Rockefeller Center airs December 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern on NBC and Peacock. Performers include Halle Bailey and Gwen Stefani as the iconic tree lights up in New York City. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
Come on, Pablo.
Pablo is in here.
Hey, bro. You know, you were telling George hello, right?
I heard you when you said it. I already knew what it was. We were using the word hola today in all of our sentences. You just didn't get it, so please cut your mic off. Now,
hola.
As we
Adios.
Bye. Same to you. Question. We have, how many different nationalities would you say we have here?
New Orleans, one of the best things about New Orleans is that it is such a diverse community, that it is such a melting pot. We have festivals for all kinds of nationalities here. Our food.
The Greeks?
Our food is a blend of cultures. There is no other place like New Orleans because we are diverse. And that's one of the things I love about living here. I love about being from here.
Do you think, though, that also targeted will be the Vietnamese community?
Well, yes. I mean, Asians are targeted by ICE, okay? The numbers, pursuant to the statistics, Mexicans make up the largest percentage of ICE arrests, followed by Central Americans from Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador, followed by Haitians, who are specifically targeted in New Orleans, Miami, Houston, and New York, followed by Caribbean nations, which are black immigrants from Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, the Bahamas, Cuba, and the Dominican Republic, and then followed by Asians, who are Chinese, Indians, Filipinos, and Vietnamese. But they are particularly targeted for visa overstays, airport screenings, student visa monitoring, and public charge determinations.
But we got a whole community out there in Michigan.
Right.
For our Vietnamese community.
Right. And then the next group under the Asians, in terms of the percentages, the stats, is African immigrants. In cities like New Orleans, Houston, and Atlanta, ICE has targeted Nigerians, Cameroonians, Ethiopians. They are being targeted, and they're receiving some of the worst treatment inside detention centers. So I need New Orleanians to recognize this is not just a Hispanic issue, okay? This is impacting Black people as well, okay? African people as well, Haitian people. I mean, we need to be mindful of all of this. And we look like all of these groups.
Yep.
Except for Asians.
They just don't. They probably are going to see something that they've never seen before. And that's all of us have our own unique type of culture.
New Orleanians look different from a lot of people from the rest of the country.
White people look like they got some melanin.
They do. We just look different. I mean, because of our heritage, because of having the French, the Spanish, the Native Americans, and the Africans come here, we are a melting pot, and we look different from the rest of the people in this country. I can't tell you, when I travel the country, when I travel the world, people who think I'm Hispanic, people who think I'm Dominican, they think I'm Cuban, they think I'm white. I mean, in some places, they don't know what New Orleanians look like. So, you know, your cousin Bobo may get picked up by ICE when he is a Pichon, when he is a Rochon, when he is, I don't know, you pick a last name. I mean, a Bagnaris. He may get picked up.
They don't know until you open your mouth.
They don't know until you open your mouth. And sometimes they still don't know.
Her? You talking directly?
I'm talking about Tina Marie over here.
Look, I'm going to tell y'all, I went to teach at Howard Law School about 2 months ago. And the former national president of the Bar Association, which is the Black Lawyers Association in this country, came in to say hello to the students that were teaching and the attorneys who were on that panel. And she's giving a speech about the National Bar Association and people joining and how important it is to be active. And she turns to me and says, "You don't have to be Black to be a member." I'm like, first of all, I'm Black. And second of all, I'm already a member, sister. So, I mean, I'm telling you, we don't look Black to people in other parts of this country. So when they're down here, these ICE agents who are coming from God knows where, Montana, are walking up on your cousin Duplanche and throwing them into a van.
Not Duplanche.
Duplanche, Bazier, Charbonnet, you all at risk. You might be going to Rouse's to get your crabs for your gumbo and get thrown into an SUV because they assume you are Hispanic.
So get ready. Let's take some of these calls. Cuba, hola. Cuba?
Yeah.
What you say?
How y'all doing today? How you doing, Miss
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Miss Bagnaris. You should know who I am.
I do.
Okay. I got that same problem because you know my name.
I know.
You know what I do now?
What do you do?
I carry my birth certificate and my damn passport.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. I do the same. I have my birth certificate card, my passport card, my driver's license, my real ID, my Texas Bar Association card, my Louisiana Bar Association card. I am so documented walking around the world right now.
That's a shame, though. When you are a natural citizen of the United States, and they assume That's discrimination in itself when you're looking at a person and saying what they are.
If you went to my family reunion,
Oh,
you
Lord.
would probably assume that most of the people in the picture, okay, are of Hispanic origin, or they're from the Dominican Republic, or Haitian. Okay, that's what you would assume. And I would think a lot of New Orleanians come from families that are every shade of the rainbow, okay, and have these last names that sound Hispanic, that sound French, that sound Dominican, because of where we came from and how we got here. Okay?
And you're 100% right. But my side of the family looks more white than black.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
I mean, that is what it looks like here. So if you don't think that you might end up on the back end of an ICE stop if these people stay here, okay, you may end up on the back end of an ICE stop just because of how you look and what your last name is when they look at your driver's license.
All right, Cuba.
They don't have to look at your driver's license. All they got to do is pull up when you're driving.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, Cuba. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the call. All right. Jay?
Hey there, Gerod.
What's happening?
I understood what the lady said, but she got to remember that we paid them for every nickel of the work. Let me finish before you go off. Everything that we got them to do, we paid them. It was like there was no free labor in that. So I paid them. They voted for this that's going on right now. And you know, I told you I have a Spanish daughter. They voted for this. It's not like this just came upon them. I was talking to a young lady this morning because, you know, I drive for one of the ride sharing company. And she said, her old man been detained for, he went somewhere to go to work and they came on the job and she's 4 months pregnant. And she don't know how she going to live because she's 4 months pregnant because they put him somewhere and she can't go and see him. And I said, babe, you voted for this. She said, yeah, but she voted for it. But because whole man said Donald Trump was a businessman and he would make this country way better than the black woman. They actually feel like that they got tricked. Now, on the other side of this coin is most Hispanic peoples are Republican. And on your own show, Gerard, if you can remember, I'm trying to think of when it was when that Chinese or Asian person took Harvard to court against this black person and say they were being discriminated. They helping everything that our two fathers put up and got beat and hung and drugged for, and they helping them reverse everything that our people stood for. Every law, every lawsuit, everybody go to school, everybody get their rights. And they helping them reverse. What y'all not talking about is that most of all your foreigner peoples are Republican. That's Asians, Asians, Hispanics, and all.
Well,
I
technically,
can't feel sorry for you if you made a mistake of your own. We did our job. We went out and voted for that woman. We voted for her, and they voted against her. And now they want us to go out and march in the streets and get beat up and get this and get that. But they they trying to suck us in to get us in trouble, and ain't nobody gonna be there. Those people ain't ever marched with us, have they?
let me say
I
this.
look at TV a lot.
According to the statistics, nationally, Latino and Hispanic voters have historically leaned Democrat. They make up 50 to 60% of Democratic voters. 55 to 65% of Latino voters typically support Democrats. 30 to 40% support Republicans. Now, why did this look like the Hispanics were supporting Trump this time? Because a lot of Democrats stayed home. They stayed home.
I think there's also another scenario that we have not seen what the numbers are, but I do think the other scenario is too that Hispanic men were not diverse enough to vote for a black female to be a leader of the free world. A lot of Hispanic men still have that nature of voting for a man instead of voting for a woman to be the leader.
You're correct.
You are so correct. Because like I say, I have a Cuban daughter. That is so correct because they say their brains are flip-minded. So
I don't know about that part.
they
I can't say they flip-minded, but they ain't got to be Hispanic to be flip-minded.
Well, I'm just saying what they say, Gerard.
Catholic and evangelical Latinos prioritize issues like abortion and traditional family values. Now, why somebody who prioritizes traditional family values would vote for Trump, I just do not understand.
You got to remember, you had the evangels, those evangelistic folks that was on his side.
I know, but they were duped. They were duped.
Mm-hmm.
I got something to ask her. Do you really think that we should be trying to protect him?
Protect who?
Protect Hispanics?
What's going on? Yeah.
Yes, I do. You know, I think that one of the biggest downfalls of minorities in this country is that we don't recognize we're all in the same boat. And we all want to point at other. Okay? And white people have programmed us to point at other, to be divided. As long as white people keep minorities divided, they will stay in power. When minorities start realizing that we're all in the same boat and that the billionaire white men of this country don't give a damn about any of us. They don't care more about the Hispanic than they do about the black man. They consider them the same.
The white Hispanics, like my daughter, look white. She don't give a damn. They don't give a damn.
Because they're programmed that way. Okay? They have been programmed. And look, let's talk about intra-racism because that's what this is. For whatever reason, Latinos have a lot of intra-racism. Cubans want to be seen as better than Mexicans.
Mm-hmm.
Guatemalans want to be seen as better than Hondurans. Okay? There's a lot of intra-racism within the Hispanic community, just like there's a lot of intra-racism in the black community between light-skinned black people and darker-skinned black people. That does not make it right. And the minute we start to realize we're all on the same page and all in the same boat and all being victimized by white male billionaires in this country, until we can recognize that and get on the same page, we will continue to be victimized by the wealthy white males of this country.
Okay, baby. I'm gonna sit back and listen. I'm gonna look at this dog and pony.
We all in the same boat.
All right, Jay.
I need the Cubans to realize that to a white man, you're the same as a Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
But I know how they feel about us. I do know about that.
Right.
Yeah, they don't care for black people and they don't care for Hispanics, as their policy is showing. And they're making no difference in going after the Mexican than they are going after the Cuban. So they better wake up and realize you may think you're better because you're Cuban, but to a white man, you're just a spit, quote unquote. They don't care.
All right, then.
They think you're just Hispanic.
Hola.
They don't care.
Hola.
They care. They don't care about black people. They don't care about Hispanic people. They don't care about none of us. So we need to get on the same page.
Somebody better tell the Spanish people because, like I say, baby, I got a daughter. She's 36 years old, and they don't care nothing about dark-skinned people at all.
Intra-racism. We have been conditioned that way. We've been conditioned that way since slave time. Okay, making the light-skinned people think that they're better than the black-skinned people, the darker-skinned people, because they get to be in the house, and the darker-skinned people are out working the fields. That is intra-racism, and it has been ingrained in us. It has been ingrained in us, and it has to stop. It has to stop.
All right, Jay, let me take this other call before we go to break.
Hey, you got some more phone calls to make, but like I say, I'm just going to sit back and watch this one because they have been. The Republican Party reversed everything that our people stood for.
All right, Jay. Take it easy, buddy. All right. Galloway.
They don't care if you Paco or Philip.
What's going on, Brother Gerard?
Oh, I ain't Brother Gerard today. I'm Pablo. Mm-hmm.
Say what?
I'm Pablo. I got Guadalupe sitting beside me. Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen, man. Like Jay-Z made a song about that. Light skin, dark skin, you still, you know what?
Yeah.
You better quit trying to say your name, Pablo, man.
Yeah.
Look, man. I'm sitting up here, man, in Jacktown, man. They talking about what's going on in New Orleans, man. They sit there, look, they trying to figure out how can they watch it. I said, man, y'all going with that stuff, man. I said, it's real down in the city, man. But I'm gonna tell you what, y'all hitting the point. Y'all hitting it real well. But you know, I seen something this morning on social media, and I'm telling folks this: don't listen to people like JD. He is trying to make Black people feel bad for not wanting to protest or help. You cannot force Black people to do anything. If you want to go out there and help and protest and whatever, film those people, do that on your own. Listen, you're dealing with the feds. You are going to a federal jail if the feds say you are obstructing their investigation. Or that's real time there. You better have you a lawyer. You better have you a plan of who to call. This ain't the little kid stuff you're playing with down here. I keep telling folks, during the civil rights movement, 14 million Black people was here. You know only 3 million Black people participated in the civil rights movement. Not everybody wants to get out there and protest. If you feel strongly about this issue, go out there. The caller was right. Both of y'all are right. About the racism, the darker you are in Mexico, the more you are cool with Black people. The lighter you are in Mexico, you do not like Black people. That's just a fact. Where Helena from, Veracruz, they don't like Black people. I'm here to let you know. I've been all throughout down Mexico. Mexico has what you call the reverse of Underground Railroad. You know, Black people used to escape to the south to Mexico. You have Black communities. I'm talking Black people dark as me, and I'm dark as Shaka Zulu. They will sit there and speak nothing but Spanish to you. They are like around that border area. But if you go further down into Mexico, the light-skinned Mexicans do not like you. They can sit there and say, no, he lied. He know what he talking about. Go there for yourself. That's the truth, man. All I can tell my people is sit back, enjoy yourself. Don't go out there thinking that this is a spectator sport. Some of these people, you're going to have people coming from different states to get on this immigration stuff. You got to remember, ICE is going to be state base campus in New Orleans. They're going to be in Southwest Mississippi, and they're going to be in Baton Rouge. It's going to be a big old operation that they're doing. Some folks going to get caught up. I told you I was in Chicago when I watched that Black kid get caught up. Some people ain't going to have nothing happen to them. I'm not saying that you just got to sit back, but I am saying watch your surroundings and watch yourself. You're talking about carrying documentations. You better carry something on you. Because you got Johnny Rebel from Arkansas who probably never went anywhere in his life. Now he's an ICE agent, and now he's just down here just to arrest somebody. But I do think ICE actually has their buildings and their areas already targeted and planned. They're going to hit those first. If they don't meet that quota that they're looking for, it's supposed to be, 3,000 a day. When they don't hit that quota, that's when things start to go crazy. That's when they just start going into schools. Your immigration officers, whatever immigration office you have in New Orleans, I know there's one or two that I know for sure. Watch ICE post up there. So if you got somebody that you really care about, you might want to tell them if they got an immigration appointment, they might want to take somebody with them, preferably a lawyer. Preferably, if they got somebody in the military, take that person in the military with you, some type of protection, because they will snatch you out of the immigration court. And the judge can't say anything because it's federal operation.
Right. I mean, look, I think we're in a dangerous situation here in New Orleans because I don't think these federal agents are going to be able to tell just by looking at people in New Orleans
you can't.
what they are. Okay.
No, especially not in New Orleans.
Not in New Orleans. You're not going to know if somebody is Black. You're not going to know if they're Latin American. You're not going to know if they're from the Caribbean, from Africa, you're not going to know. So I think there's going to be a lot of stopping of people, detaining of people because they don't know who they are. They don't know what they are.
They usually have a target area of where the people that they're looking for. They usually look at like a lot of Hispanic people stick together in certain neighborhoods. Trust me, without the city's help, those people will go to ICE will go to that area. Like I said before, they're under a quota. They got to get 3,000 people are supposed to get. President Barack Obama did this a whole lot easier. You know, he was called the deporter in chief. He deported more illegal immigrants than anybody.
Well, no, that record might have been broken now.
Well, I would tell y'all, I think everybody needs to carry their documentation. And everybody needs
All right,
to
y'all
have a
have a good
file
one. I
in
hear
their
the music,
house.
man. Y'all
all
be
their
safe.
birth
And it's
certificates.
Friday, and make sure y'all drink some Old English 800.
There you go. That'll make everything go. All right, Galloway.
All right, brother.
Holla. All right, we got to take a break. We'll take the break here and we'll come back. More coming up.
Whenever we talk about something that
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by Lowe's.com. Atlanta business leaders are backing its mayor's decision to sacrifice tens of millions of dollars of federal funding instead of dismantling diversity programs. Mayor Andre Dickens chose to clash with the Trump administration over DEI, costing it money for its airport. But Metro Atlanta Chamber President Katie Kirkpatrick says the city shouldn't compromise on long-standing diversity efforts.
Our DNA is steeped in having a diverse workforce, a diverse community, and the mayor doesn't shy away from that. And I think if he had, it would have been inauthentic to who we are as a community. And so corporations are going to hire the talent where they find it, and they're going to look for quality. And that is one of the biggest strengths that we have in Metro Atlanta right now is a diverse, well-educated population that can fill the jobs that we are creating.
The federal funding would have gone toward upgrades at Atlanta International Airport. Mayor Dickens says he'll find a way to replace that lost money. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Member Week is back at Lowe's with big savings for pros. Now through October 15th, My Lowe's Pro Rewards members get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, tools, building materials, and more. Plus, get free standard shipping. Shop these exclusive member-only savings before they're gone. Not a rewards member? Join for free today. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowe's.com/terms. Subject to change.
Hey everybody, it's Graylin Bryant Banks.
And Kimber White Dupree.
From the front porch.
Some combos are too good to miss. Now you can pull up a chair to the front porch anytime.
Just search WBOK Media and subscribe to the Front Porch Podcast.
Download, share, and hit us with a 5-star rating because New Orleans culture deserves to be heard loud and clear.
A message from the community scientist. Do you live or work in St. James, St. John, St. Charles, Ascension, Calcasieu, Baton Rouge, or St. Bernard Parish? You may be exposed to harmful chemicals like phthalates, BPA, and flame retardants found in everyday products but linked to serious health risks. That's why the Community Scientist, a program of Rise St. James, brings you clear, science-based facts that protect your health and our environment. Stay informed, stay empowered. Visit RiseSt.James.org today.
You've got responsibilities, but that doesn't mean your dreams are on hold. At Southern University at New Orleans, our evening and weekend college is designed with your life in mind. Finish your degree. Start a new one. On your time, your degree, your schedule. No excuses, just opportunity. Visit suno.edu and make your next move today.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
I don't even know. I'm not going to repeat that. All right, 504-582-9422. The attorney is in the chair, and she cutting up. Bad. All right. Michelle.
Good evening.
What's happening, honey?
Good evening. Good evening. How are you all?
Doing well, Miss Sean. How are you?
No complaints. It don't make sense, right?
Right.
Nobody wants to hear it. I just called to weigh in. I have a friend who's from Cuba, he and his mother, and his visa expired. He went to renew it, and they are not renewing visas.
No?
No.
No. And see, and that's the thing. You know, one of the callers talked about how Hispanics overwhelmingly supported him. Well, it is true that Cubans in Florida overwhelmingly voted for Trump because they thought his policies were going to target Mexicans and not them.
Well, my friends knew better, so they didn't vote for him. However, they're still, afraid.
Right.
They're very afraid.
Right. I mean, it's just, I think they really thought that it was going to be criminals targeted, as was which is what the Obama administration targeted in their immigration policy, right? They did target
Correct.
people convicted of felonies, some people convicted of serious misdemeanors, recent border crossers, individuals who pose documented safety threats, right? That's what the Obama administration targeted. And they did deport larger numbers than the Trump administration, okay? But here, they're targeting average Joe Blow, who's
Anybody.
never committed a crime.
Yeah.
You know, just
and,
a man
and
going
New
to work.
Orleanians, like you said, better be vigilant.
Yes, we
Even
need
my
to be-
daughter, who looks a little Mexican, Spanishy.
Girl, we
So
all
I
look
asked her
generic
to
here.
keep her-
Ain't no telling what anybody is here. It's just really,
Yes.
it's really interesting. Whenever you travel the rest of the country and people make assumptions about what you are, it's not until you start speaking and then they say, "Oh, you're from New Orleans." You know?
All right.
Michonne,
Michonne, you all right?
The truck was getting over on me.
Oh.
Okay, making sure you good. But it's not until we start speaking that they realize that we're New Orleanians and we may be black.
But guess who was driving that truck?
Who?
One of them.
One of them ice age. Almost ran you over, Deshaun.
Nah.
One of them.
They listening to you right now.
There was a comedian who said some people take stuff so serious, but they was from New Orleans, so we joke about everything. So I would like to say the ones that really need to be watching out are them who drive ride share and cabs.
Mm-hmm.
That's look, there you go again. Yeah, he a Mexican.
He Mexican?
Yeah, and they drive any kind of way.
Yep.
They
And
don't
I'm looking
care.
and I'm
They
looking
just
at your
drive.
post. I'm looking at your post right now.
What is it?
They're going to be targeting black, brown, light-skinned people who think that who they think are Mexican, and you got in parentheses Creole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they don't know the difference between your cousin Pierre and Pablo. They really don't.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
They're not from here. They don't know what we look like. They don't know our culture. They don't understand that a lot of us are a mix of French, Spanish, Native American, African, Haitian, Dominican. They don't understand that. They don't understand the gumbo that makes us New Orleans, the mix. Okay? They don't get that. So
And look-
they're just targeting who they think looks Hispanic, who
And-
they think looks Haitian, Jamaican.
And some of the white people. I mean, I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah.
Some of the white
That's
people.
true. Like
that-
Mitch and them.
they got a little color in them too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, look, take a drive down to Chalmette. You're going to see a lot of people.
A whole bunch of them. But that's not on their target, right? That's not part of their target.
Well, I understand it was set up in Slidell this morning, pulling some people over in a random checkpoint.
Wow.
I heard they've been targeting Home Depot out in Kenner and all those places out in Kenner. I think they're going to be targeting a lot of Hispanic churches. They are staying, I understand, at the Hilton Riverside and the Four Seasons, if you don't mind, on your tax dollar.
No.
That's where they're staying, okay? On your tax dollar.
It's going to be nice.
Must be nice for them.
For them. It's going to be nice.
And the thing about it is, think about what time of the year they came here to. It's Thanksgiving, it's Christmas. When people go home
Bayou Classic.
and Bayou Classic.
Yeah, that's ironic. Huh?
When people
Bayou
come
Classic.
home to visit family, when they can walk into a house and get an entire family. Okay? I mean, it is really going to be very interesting.
And you got to remember something too. This is targeted now, but it will be over with by Sugar Bowl.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Ain't gonna be us at Sugar Bowl.
Oh, if a Taylor Swift come before that.
Right. Because they're not looking for them. Okay, that's not who they're checking for. They're not checking for Eastern Europeans. They're not checking for people coming from places like Russia. Okay,
Denmark,
they're checking for people,
Switzerland,
right, who are coming from who they think
So
are
one of your-
Mexican, Central
Canada.
American, Haitian,
Canada.
from the Caribbean. Yeah.
So one of the callers earlier said, and I agree with them, said that because we're saying make sure you have some sort of documentation saying that you're a U.S. citizen, blah, 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 that you're not Hispanic, whatever. But they don't even give you the time to do that. They don't care.
No, they don't. You'll be in the van before you get a
Correct.
chance to tell them you're an American citizen.
And not
Correct.
be able to tell your folks where you're going because they won't tell you that. You will be on the next plane out of here.
So what are they doing with the people that they're snatching from other places?
They're moving them
we don't
to
hear
other
about them
countries.
after that.
Yeah, you do.
They're deporting them.
They're deporting them.
I saw last night. Somebody posted on a Threads post that 3 of their good friends have been deported, and they were green card holders. That means those people were permanently residents of the United States, and they have been deported out of the country.
Wow.
So
what do they do with the people who are Americans that they deported? Do they send them back? What are they doing with them?
Well, there was that one reporter who got deported, and it took him a good 8 months to get back to this country,
Right.
and legal action at the U.S. Supreme Court to get him back. I mean, this is racial profiling. Okay, if we were talking about racial profiling, I think we'd all say it's wrong. Because when we think of racial profiling, we think of black people being targeted by the police. But this is racial profiling, okay? They're using racial profiling by how you look. They're using faulty databases. They're doing a lot of misidentification. They're looking at language and accent assumptions.
They are pulling guys just driving 18-wheelers, pulling them over at the way stations, opening the door, and giving them a letter to read, and they want you to read it out loud. And if you can't speak English, then they're going to pull you out the truck.
Wow.
And y'all need to understand, Louisiana is home to some of the worst wrongful ICE detentions in the country because it has the largest number of ICE detention centers per capita. We have aggressive regional ICE leadership. We have a history of racialized policing, and we have poor oversight, okay? So in the New Orleans ICE field office, they have detained U.S. citizens. The New Orleans ICE office covers all of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, and Tennessee. So there have been multiple investigations by the ACLU, the Southern Poverty Law Center, the Times-Picayune, the Guardian, have reported that this New Orleans field office has wrongfully detained U.S. citizens, especially black citizens, Latino citizens, naturalized citizens, people with dual citizenship, and U.S.-born citizens with Hispanic surnames. See, the last names get us in trouble here in New Orleans. We were colonized by the Spanish and the French. We have last names that sound Hispanic. Okay, I mean, or French, which could be construed as Haitian or Dominican.
That's crazy.
All right, Michonne.
And lastly, did you hear about the ICE agent that? Sorry, y'all. The ICE agent that raped a little girl. You have to Google that too.
No, we're gonna have to Google that one. I'm gonna have to look that up. But I mean, it's
Came
just
across my page today. So,
they're not being supervised the way that a traditional NOPD officer or a real agent would be supervised. I don't know, y'all, but
Well,
I really
thank you
think
all.
ICE is
Thanks
assuming
for the
that people with
information.
foreign-sounding names are illegal to a certain extent.
Have a great one. Thank you all.
All right, Michonne. Thank you, dear. Mr. Buddy.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Pretty good.
What's
wow. Exciting, loud conversation today.
I'm sorry, what?
An
exciting conversation.
Loud?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. voices are raised.
hold
Turn
on.
your radio down.
Hold on. Let's whisper. What you got?
So anyway, my radio's not up.
But if it's loud, then we don't want to be loud. You want us to whisper?
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying y'all are passionate and excited.
All right. What you got?
It is exciting for some of us who could be targeted by ICE.
I want to change the subject just a second. Harking back to last Friday and Suzette, when she was talking about how easy it was to do business in St. Tammany, Jefferson, and Terrebonne parishes versus New Orleans.
Well, why are we changing the subject right now?
And I just wanted to point out to her that those three parishes voted for Trump, whereas Orleans voted for Harris. And it's the mindset of who's favorable for business.
Well, clearly that mindset is wrong because
Well,
our president is running corporate America into the ground. His tariffs
I
are
wouldn't
bad
say that.
for business.
He's bringing in 17, 18 trillion worth of business. Biden didn't even bring 1 trillion in 4 years.
So
And that's a fact.
So okay. So
His
let's.
agenda's not working for business. And a man who has
we've
declared
lost-
bankruptcy
we've
several
lost-
times and can't run his own affairs shouldn't be running the business of the country.
And did you vote for Trump?
Yes, clearly.
Sure, I did.
Yeah. All right.
And I'll tell you this: the middle class in this country over the last 50 years, maybe 70 years, has been destroyed by corporate America and everybody else moving labor over manufacturing jobs overseas, and he's trying to bring them back. Nobody else has done it. Everybody else has been worried about, we got to make the world better.
Got 2 words for you.
And
Epstein
we've been
files.
suffering because of it.
I got 2 words for you. Epstein files. Release them.
And he's playing with the little girls.
Yeah,
That
release
has
them.
nothing, that's just,
Yeah. You think of that word you want to use in
trying
there.
to throw the conversation is all that's doing.
All right.
He's bringing jobs back, manufacturing
Jobs are not coming back. More people are being laid off, terminated, furloughed, businesses going under. He is not doing a good job with this economy. That is a delusional vantage point.
And when you think about that again, go into the grocery store and then let us know how much money you saved.
Right. The price of eggs, not going down.
The price of everything is going up.
Eggs have gone down. They were $9 a dozen.
I went to go get some mayonnaise the other day and was like losing my mind because a jar of mayonnaise is $8, $9.
That shrinkflation's been going on for 15 years now.
That what?
Shrinkflation. You're paying the same amount for less product if you look at the weight of the jar, of the product in the jar.
Well, I see that you have already started your Thanksgiving celebration because you sipping on the syrup or something there,
Right.
Mr. Buddy, because that's not true.
That is true.
How can you tell me that that's true?
Look at the net weight of what used to be a quart jar and see how many ounces are in it.
It still says quart jar.
But look at the net weight. Look
Okay.
at the number of ounces in it.
All right.
And you'll understand it's not a full quart.
All right. I'm not going to argue with you on those.
Well, let's be honest.
We need to take some other
People are
calls.
hurting, families are stretched
other
in,
thing I
and the
want to say about
economy
the
under Trump
immigration
is
thing.
not working for everyday Americans. It's working for billionaires. So this administration loves to point to the stock market numbers and billionaire wealth as proof that things are going great. They're only going great if you're somebody like Elon Musk. But out here in the real world, the world of groceries, rent, utilities, childcare, medicine, people are feeling the truth in their pockets. And here's what's really happening. Prices are still high, but wages keep going up. The cost of food, housing, insurance, utilities, car repairs, and health care has gone up dramatically.
And that's every day.
Meanwhile, wages are flat, hours are being cut, small businesses are closing or downsizing, and a booming economy is supposed to lift people up, not bury them under bills. So every economist warned this would happen. When you slap tariffs on imports, companies pass those on to consumers. So we're paying more because of tariff wars with China, Mexico, and Europe. retaliatory tariffs on American goods, higher prices on steel, lumber, auto parts, electronics, and appliances. So, maybe it's going good for people who were wealthy and already had generational wealth, but it's not going well for the average American.
And Mr. Buddy, call me when your insurance plan goes up next week.
It's gone up every year.
Oh, I thought so. Well, when it triples next week, let me know. Let me take these other calls. Have a good weekend.
Okay, bye.
All right.
As he gets in his Tesla, Elon Musk.
Oh. All right. Hey, Ron.
What's down, G, man, and of course, what's going on? Attorney extraordinaire. I got one question for you, though, bro. Well, first, shouts out to the Fatherhood Roundtable as well as the Hippie Newton Gun Club. When Michonne called, who you thought was driving that truck, bro? Because I heard what you said.
Wait a minute, did what now?
We thought it was ICE.
No. When Michonne called,
that was Pablo and them driving that truck, bro. And then did you hear what she said? Yeah, it was him. So yeah.
No. I just found that hilarious. Then she came back and said, "Yeah, that's him."
Mm-hmm.
But look, man. When you were saying about we not, like how they going into the schools and everything like that, and we not standing up and fighting. I mean, when you look at things on a local level, some of us ain't even fighting things on the local level. I mean, I thought when I heard and saw Paul Murphy on Michelle Woodfolk's transition team, I would have thought people in the city would have went crazy because let's not forget, Paul Murphy was the pig chief in Baton Rouge when the Braves cave happened, and he pretended like he didn't know what was going on. So if we are not fighting things on a local level that needs to be stood up and fought for, I mean, you can't imagine, that people are just going to wake up and just start fighting ICE on a national and federal level.
I thought Michelle Woodfolk's transition team was very interesting.
When I seen Paul Murphy, that was enough.
Well,
for me.
the other one that stuck out to me was Stephen Gillette, who is like a right hand to Governor Landry. Okay, a very conservative Republican.
So again, if we're not fighting things on a local level,
best friends with Steve Scalise.
Come on, same Steve Scalise, who Cedric Richmond had to come out and say wasn't a racist right after Steve Scalise gave a speech and took money from the white Christian nationalists who brother Carol Gelman always calls here talking about him. And before Steve Scalise went into the ballroom at the hotel, they got a big old sign that say Southern white Christian nationalists. So how you not know who they're talking about?
I was shocked to see some of the members of the transition team. I don't know how those selections were made. All I can say is it's going to be a very interesting 4 years.
It's already interesting. When she was the chief down here and she put Gauthier as the number 2 person, let's not forget what he done at the Beach Corner Front. So, I mean, history doesn't do anything but constantly repeat itself because the game never changed. Only the characters that perpetuate the game. So as it relates to ICE, black folks been targeted for years and years and years and continue to be targeted. So like the last caller said, this ain't our fight. I understand what people are saying are trying to make this our fight. Let them white folks fight white folks, and we sit back and prepare to fight the winner. Y'all take and do what y'all doing. I'll see y'all at the round table.
All right, hey, Ron, thank you, my brother. More coming up, y'all. Find a few minutes here. Everybody, hold tight. There you go.
AURN News.
A political firestorm in Washington after President Trump launched an extraordinary attack on 6 Democratic lawmakers, all military veterans, who released a video urging service members to uphold their oath. On social media, Trump declared it's called seditious behavior at the highest level. Each one of these traitors to our country should be arrested and put on trial. An example must be set. Their seditious behavior is punishable by death. The lawmakers, including Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander and Representative Elisa Slotkin responded defiantly. In their video, Senator Kelly says, "Our oath was and always will be to the Constitution, not to any individual, not even the president." He continues, "Our laws are clear. You can and must refuse illegal orders." Congresswoman Goodlander added, "No amount of intimidation or threats will silence us. We will not back down from defending democracy." For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
While the city of New Orleans continues to wrestle with a $160 million budget shortfall, it seems citizens are left with no definitive explanation about who's exactly responsible for this financial mess. This fiscal fiasco threatened to leave city employees and vendors unpaid, and it sent the city council stepping to the state with hat in hand pleading for approval of a $125 million bridge loan to cover payroll. The State Bond Commission said okay, but the city leaders had to agree that the state legislative auditor would oversee how the city spends that money. I believe there should be an investigation by the state attorney general to get to the bottom of this mess to determine where the fault lies. There has been lots of finger-pointing. The council blames the mayor's administration, the administration blames the council. Sources with knowledge of city government tell me that the blame lies squarely at the feet of Mayor LaToya Cantrell and her chief administrative officer, Gilbert Montano, who, by the way, resigned to take a cushy job as chief of staff at the Audubon Nature Institute. It was only a month after Montano left City Hall that the deficit mess was exposed. Montano has a history where deficits are concerned. Before taking the job as CAO of the city of New Orleans, he held the position of deputy CAO and chief of staff for the city of Albuquerque, New Mexico. That city had deficits of $24 million in 2017 and $40 million in 2018. While there were no conclusions about who was responsible for the shortfalls in Albuquerque, the record shows that Gilbert Montano was on watch. On watch as CAO here in New Orleans, Montano was the chief budget officer. The CAO is the budget officer named in the city charter, not the mayor or not the council. CAOs have the responsibility for development, oversight, and execution of the city's annual budget. As such, the CAO is held to be the authority in budget matters. Earlier this year, in testimony before the city council, the city finance office reported that cash flow was in dire straits. Montano pushed back, telling the council that things weren't that bad. Well, we now know that things were that bad, and even worse than we could have imagined. The question is this a matter of incompetence or malfeasance? We taxpayers have a right to know, damn it. This is Norman Robinson Off the Top.
Hi, this is Arnie Filko. Let's Elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events to sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join Carrie and I every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Carrie Show. See you soon.
Meet Leanna, a part-time chef and full-time mom. In the past, Leanna didn't have health insurance because she didn't think she could afford it. What she didn't realize is she qualified for Medicaid. She loves the coverage and peace of mind that comes with high-quality care. The kind of care you get with Healthy Blue. This is Medicaid, and it's for more people than you think. Maybe even you. To see if you qualify, go to myhealthybluela.com.
Ever notice that everyone always wants more of a good thing? More rewards, more savings, more special offers? Well, when you become a new member of the Fuel Rewards program at Shell, that's exactly what you get, more. Join today to save 10 cents per gallon on your first fill, 20 cents on the second, and 30 cents on the third. Then enjoy everyday savings afterwards. Want more? Then head to Shell where members get more.
Offer valid from 4/21/25 through 10/31/25 at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com/join25 for more information.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, imaging, and on-site pharmacy, vision, Medicaid enrollment assistance, and more. For appointments, visit DePaulCommunityHealthCenters.org or call 504 207-3060.
From the East Bank to the West Bank, WBOK is what New Orleans is talking about. WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. A few more minutes here before we get out. Clay, you've been holding for a minute. What you say?
Yeah, hello. Am I on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi. Just regarding the ICE and who they're targeting, I mean, it appears to me, and I could be wrong, but most of the Caucasians that come to this country, you know, coming from Northern Europe, usually come through legal means. And they get a visa, then they hire an immigration attorney. I think that's one reason the numbers are so skewed towards the Mexicans.
But you're also talking about the difference between economics. So when you're talking to the economics of the folks coming from the South, whether that's Venezuela, whether you're talking about those folks that are Mexican, we're talking they're coming to here because they're more than likely running away from the gangs and the cartels. Folks that are coming from the North are coming from Russia. They're coming from Canada. They're coming from other places. I was saying, pardon the way that this sounds because it might sound a little prejudiced, but I'm saying the blue eye and blonde folks, they're treated a little bit differently.
Well, I think he has a valid point in that it costs, just in expenses, about $3,000 to $5,000 to go through the legal immigration process. That's just the cost, the governmental cost. To hire an attorney to bring you through that process, you might spend $10,000 on a family trying to go through legal immigration.
And that's not even time.
Right. And so I think people who might be coming here from Mexico in large part may not have the funds to do that.
Sure. But I mean, the reason it comes up on ICE's screen is because, you know, they're not here illegally. I mean, if you get a visa and you go through the proper channels, ICE isn't going to come looking for you.
Well, they're no longer giving out visas, is what I'm told, to some of these countries. I don't think that if you're coming from Mexico, if you're coming from Haiti, the Dominican Republic, I don't think you're eligible for a visa anymore. And I could be wrong about that, but that's my understanding. I mean, look, Obama literally deported more people than Trump, okay? But Obama's approach focused on criminal offenders, not families. So the targets were people who were convicted of felonies and people who had serious misdemeanors. Now we're just barging into a house and taking everybody out of it.
Clay, we're running out of time here. I don't know if you hear the music playing, but I'm sorry you were on hold so long, but we got to get out of here. But I do hope you have a good weekend, my friend, and thank you for the call.
All right, thank you.
All right.
You do not have to open the door for ICE. You can stay silent. You don't have to answer questions. You do have the right to an attorney. You do not have to sign anything. Okay. I just want everybody to know that.
So we will not be here next week. You'll have the best of. I hope that everybody has a good holiday. You too, my friend.
Happy holidays to everyone.
And to the whole family, Emil, the girls, Mama. Tell everybody I said happy Thanksgiving. You all have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. Wick, happy Thanksgiving. Tell Donna I said happy Thanksgiving too. And whatever you do safely and careful is the way we want you to be.
Pablo Stevens and the gang are out.
Pablo and Guadalupe Bagnaris is out of here.
Say goodbye.
We'll see you later.
Adios.